Okay, so welcome to the first of a series of drafts brought to you by cerberuscast.com. Today we're drafting Dragon's Fate Reforged, and we're in a Swiss queue. Now, my personal preference in this format has been to try and draft red-white decks. I've found them to be really strong and powerful, but we'll see where the packs take us and what we actually end up picking as a result of that. Okay, so we've got an assault formation to start. Assault formation is a really good strong card if you can draft the right deck around it, but it's not a deck that I've found to be that consistent. Swift Warkite's a really good pick here. This pack's got quite a few good red cards. It means we're probably going to be putting the person to our left into red regardless. Now, the Spinning Warbrute's probably my favourite cards in the set. It's just such a beating when you can sort of dash it in every turn, so I'm probably going to be taking that here. So this is a good start for us. I've had quite a bit of success with the red-black deck as well, so if we end up going on that line I won't be too worried. But we're not locking 100% into red yet. Things could change as the draft progresses. Pristine Scrywise I've not been overly fascinated with. We've got some really good removal spells. We've got Pacifism, Flatten, Butcher's okay, Attacker Freak's really powerful. But I think the pick here is almost certainly going to be to go for the Pacifism. Pacifism is a little bit weaker. Flatten may actually be the stronger card, but Pacifism is a nice good early removal spell that can help us push some more damage through, so we're going to go for that one here. Just as I was saying, I like to be in the red-white deck. Looks like that's where we're sort of heading at the minute. I found these decks work really sort of well when you're running 7-8 removal spells and then just some big powerhouse creatures like the Spinning Warbrute to push through the damage and to really put some pressure on your opponent. Draconic Roar is another great removal spell for us picking up. I think we probably want that over the second Sprinting Warbrute. It is important to note that there's no real sort of good black cards coming around. Stampede Outcode's pretty nice, it's still sitting in the pack. It means green's probably quite open. Sabotage Charge I'm not too much of a fan of, but Draconic Roar here, if we can pick up a dragon later in the draft, we'll be cooking on gas. I think that's definitely the right pick here. Straight away we can see that we're missing the Sardinia red and white cards in here. Glade Watcher Gomag Drowner still being in the pack looks quite good as well. I'm not entirely sure what the pick should be here. I mean, Bowmasters as well is a fantastic card. I think the pick here is probably to go into the Drowner. Running Volley is fine for the sideboard, but I don't really want to be taking sideboard cards fourth pick. We'll take the Drowner and we'll sort of see. We're not locked into white yet, so we couldn't go in red-blue. Sandcrafter Mage is a fine pick if we do want to stick with the white deck. Seven-Guard Butcher still being in the pack means that black's not looking. There's nobody at the minute picking up the exploit deck, so that's probably going to go a bit further around the table. And we'll keep an eye out for that when we are playing the pacifisms, because we see these sort of creatures. It's going to be the first card that we sort of sideboard out, but Sandcrafter Mage definitely seems like the best pick for us here. Again, not really seeing a lot that's tempting me in the second Seven-Guard Butcher. This deck's really open. The Pseudo Regicide can perform quite well in these decks. We're going to be casting a lot of non-creature spells hopefully. Looking to pick up some Dragon Fodders, things like that later on. They're going to help as well, so I'm not too worried about picking this up here. And then there's absolutely nothing in these packs for us. We'll take the Doomcaster Mage, but we're almost certainly not going to be playing it. Able Tactician's a fine pick up here. Bosses some small men if we can pick those up later on. Territorial Rock's a bit too slow. I much prefer to take the Tactician. If we can wheel something like the Swift War card, then it is worth us sort of taking it, and we can maybe pick up some fixing, a couple of Evolving Wilds or something in pack 3 that will help us to sort of cast it, and cast it relatively well on curve as well. I do find these decks tend to be quite low curve. Even if the creatures are small, you tend to have enough removal to sort of push things through. So out of this pack, Scale Blessing's fine, but we're probably going to move it straight to the sideboard for now. It's something we can play if we sort of need to a little bit later on. Okay, I'm going to take the Updraft Elemental here because there's still a chance we could move into blue. We're not that heavy in red at the minute, and Updraft Elemental's not a bad card at all. Yeah, Samsung Charge is fine as a Megamorph, it's perfectly castable. We'll take the Elusive Spellfist, just in case we go there later on, and Cards of Deceiver for the same reason. Gone in the Trove, almost certainly not playing that card. So pack 1's not been too bad. We've got some playable blue cards as well. We've got a couple of playable white cards in the board, so we've got options to sort of move. The good thing is we didn't see a lot of good white and red cards going past us, so we may find that that's relatively open going this way through pack 2. Okay, starting at the rear, Court Swept, not really worth sort of looking at here. I don't think we want to be blue based on some guys scoring the type summons. The best card in the pack is probably Twin Bolt, although Sabertooth Outrider's pretty nice as well. But I think from here we're going to take the Twin Bolt and just keep that removal coming up. So like our running removal at the minute is really, really good, and we're rewarded with another Pacifism. It's half tempting here to take the Ataka Retreat, but I think the Pacifism is just such a powerful card to sort of get us damage through that it'd be totally wrong of us to pass it. So at the minute I'm a little bit light on early drop creatures. Going to be looking to sort of pick up some 2-drops, especially, I mean, I've got plenty of 2-drop removal, but we're lacking quite a bit in 2-drop creatures. Okay, so speaking of 2-drop creatures, we've got 2 options here. We've got the Herald of Dromoka as a 2/2 Vigilance, or we've got the 3/1 to sort of try and pack a bit more of a punch. I think for this deck we're probably looking for the Herald. I mean, Flatten's still in the pack here as well, so that's a little bit absurd. And again, there's an Airy Bowmasters to play with, but I think the Herald of Dromoka is probably the correct pick. We may be able to pick up a couple of Warriors as well later on, and see if we can sort of push that theme a little bit as well. Okay, so the next pack, not hologram, there's another Flattening going around, so there's going to be a lot of those sort of cards in these packs, but the pack for our deck here is almost certainly a Ataka Retreat. Profound Journey is a card I've not been fond of at all. We've got exactly what we're sort of looking for here. Nice only 2-drop, it's a spell for Student of Urge type, it comes to that, and makes us a couple of men on the ground as well. I think Dragon Fodder is definitely the correct pick. Could go with Tormenting Voice here just to try and sort of clean out our draws a little bit, but Dragon Fodder certainly feels like the correct play. There's not a lot going on at all in this pack. We will take the Dragon Lord Servant just in case we do pick something up a little bit later on, but I'm not overly eager to play it. Alright, Regitize, pretty terrible. Inspiring Calls, not going to be going into a deck. Regitize Breath could well be if we still have the option to go 3 colours. It's probably the better card here. We don't actually have the dragon to reveal for this, but it is an early man on the ground if we do need to put something down later on. I think the Orator Regitize is probably the better pick, but I doubt we're going to play it. Territorial Rock's a fine pick up here for us. If we were black, then Reckless Imp's going round, so that's quite nice. I do kind of regret not moving in on the black a little bit. So we've got a Champion Orishin, 3/2 lifelinker, seems fine to me. We have seen at least 3 flattens go past us though, so there's going to be a lot of ways for people to be removing these creatures. I think just the volume of flattens we've seen is actually going to push a few more people into black, which is going to benefit us in the long run. Best card in the pack here, probably the Survivalist. If we don't pick up any artifacts or anything like that, then we're not going to want to be playing against that card, so we'll just drop them to the sideboard out of the way. We get a Torment Invoice here, that's fine. Impact Tremors, probably not going to be playing it. Great Purge straight to the board. These picks are really sort of irrelevant. Killer Fury could possibly get played, just depends on how sort of the rest of the deck looks. So what we really want to see now is a couple of dragons. A couple of 1-colour dragons would be quite nice. Yeah, we'll just pop this into the sideboard, get it out of the way. It's quite ironic that the 2 lands we've picked up this draft have been a mountains and a plains. Seems like somebody's trying to tell us something. Okay, straight away we're rewarded. Shimmer's Great Hunt, fantastic card for our deck. The abilities on it aren't that great. I mean, we've got a Vault Breaker here as well, Mardu Scout, all good picks, but I definitely think Shimmer the Great Hunt's where we're going to want to be. It's making the blue look a bit more tempting just to splash it to try and activate the ability. There's not really anything that good for us in this pack. The Merciless Executioner, we can sort of play around. We've got the Draconic Roar, we've got a few other sort of creatures. We could play Fierce Invocation if we need to. And then straight away we're rewarded. So we've got the choice here now. We've got Wild Slash, again it's just another premium removal spell for us. Or we can take the Swiftwater Cliffs, which would really help with activating the Shimmer the Great Hunt. I think at the minute we're a little bit light on playables to be focusing on the fixing. So I'm going to take the Wild Slash. Goblin Heel Cutter, perfect, exactly what we're seeing. We've got quite a bit of removal already. Light Form's also a really good pickup for us, but I think Heel Cutter is just going to be exactly what I want to be for pushing that damage through. I very rarely pass a Heel Cutter when I see one, even if I'm not in red. The card's just so powerful. We have seen 2 blue-red dual lands go past, so there is a good chance we might get at least one of those back. Okay, so we've got a couple of options here. I quite like Rage Run, giving a 2/2 double strike, but we've seen a lot of removal spells that just end up for us getting 2 for 1. Warflare isn't a bad pickup here, gets us some more damage through again. We've not got massive creatures. What we have got is pretty powerful. Or we can take a Soul Summons. We're quite spell heavy, so Soul Summons isn't really where I want to be. I think Warflare is probably the best pickup for the deck. Wow, that's a really late Dramoka, and we could probably splash it. It's a little bit risky, but if we're going to try and play some green mana, maybe. it's really tempting just to go for it. The odds on Sky Captain's fine, but again not exactly where we want to be. It's pretty terrible if you don't have another creature in play. There's nothing else really in the pack for us. Now I certainly don't want another Warflay. We'll take this Democracy, see if we can make it work. Great Horn Crew Shock's actually not that bad a card. We don't really want the Thornwood Force. Yeah, we'll take the Crew Shock here. Okay, so we don't really touch our own pacifisms or anything, so we're going to be a little bit Aura Light to make Sage Ruby really go off. Smoldering Freet's not a bad pickup. It's another 2-drop for us to play. I prefer that over a second Great Horn Crew Shock. Do we want Lava Axe or do we take the Tranquil Cove? I think we can afford to take the Tranquil Cove here. We'll almost certainly play it just for the Shaman. Outside Advantage, perfectly fine card for us to take. We've seen a few enchantments sort of going around the table, so this is quite a good way for us to sort of deal with that as well. Pop it into the sideboard for now. Pick up another Smoldering Freet. Not got a problem with that at all. Collateral damage, we've got some tokens and stuff where we can play that if we want to play this sort of more burn heavy plan. I'm going to take the Soul Summons here, I think. Tasker's Cruelty, get that straight into the sideboard. Okay, so we didn't get any of the red-blue lands back, which is a little bit sad. I'm going to probably run the Jamocha and just run one Forest in the deck. Maybe 2. Looking at this, I'd certainly think I want to be playing an 18 land deck, so we've got 6 cuts to make from this at the minute, or 5 cuts to make from this. Oopsie daisy. Probably didn't want to see that quite as full screen. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So Tormenting Voice I'm not that excited to be playing. Soul Summons is a creature. I don't think I want to be pushing damage through that much with a Warflay. We've got a lot more sort of, so we've got the Student of Regitai. Orator of Regitai is terrible because we only have 1 dragon in the deck, so that can go. And even that, we've still got 16 creatures in the list at the minute. This is also a creature, 17 creatures. Probably don't need to play the Crew Shock. It's a little bit confused as to what's sort of happening with this deck, but it's fine. So we're looking for 2 more cuts. I don't think we want to cut any of the removal. Collateral damage, maybe. Like, we only really have the Dragon Fodder that we want to sack. 6, 7, 11, 16 creatures. Like the Student of Regitai is really good in this deck. Maybe cut one of the Smoldering Freets. Like Warflay just protects so much of our deck if we need it to, but I think we definitely want to be keeping that in. Maybe the cut is just the Jamocha. This is really tough. So this is all fine. Draconic Roar gets worse if we don't have Jamocha. Maybe is it just the other Smoldering Free? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 creature generating spells. Just have a little look at what we've got. So heel cutter dashes on 3. I always put my creatures in their dash slot, purely and simply because I usually end up dashing them first, so that's sort of the first point I want to intend on playing them. Yeah, this looks pretty sweet. Let's see what the basic suggestions are. So we've got no double coloured spells, so that's quite nice. Probably want to run one more of these first. One less mountain. That should be fine. Okay, so we'll go with this. Let's see what happens. Oh, it gives us 3 lands as well for the Shaman's Great Hunt, so I'm quite happy with that. We'll be back in just a second with round 1.